Recently, people are changing. Everyone around them is overly friendly and not caring about important things. Within a day, the Wi-Fi and all communication cuts out, and now even the government is involved. It is as though a pandemic of "don't worry, be happy" has spread through the globe. What is it? And how does it affect human beings? Put on your happy face and let's find out. As the film opens, we see the wide expanse of the galaxy. Two lone people meet in the middle of a city and discuss plans. A woman, Jane, tosses and turns in bed, experiencing a nightmare. Outside, Mac, Jane's husband, chats with his best friend, Bill. Mac is asking Bill if he's noticed how people seem different lately. Not everyone, but little by little, he's encountering people who seem emotionless and complacent about everything. Bill calmly rebuffs Mac's observations and says it's just his imagination. During the conversation, Bill attempts to kiss Mac, who thinks he's just joking. Bill reassures him that everything is okay and that Mac is being paranoid. Back inside, Mac comforts Jane, and they agree they are both being overly sensitive. Meanwhile, trying to say hello to girls who ignore her, 16-year-old Kim feels isolated. The most popular girl, who always teases her, comes over and starts flirting with her. Kim walks away, confused. While at work, Mac's supervisor is also overly agreeable and tells him he's too angry, then gets very touchy-feely with him. Mac cringes and takes the rest of the day off. Jane is a nurse at the hospital. The phones aren't working and the ER is packed with people from accidents. Jane has asked to leave early and is hiding in the back room. Her supervisor, Ethan, joins her and calmly tells her there is nothing to be afraid of, then tries to force a kiss on her. Back in the neighborhood, people are acting strangely. Mac is approached by his neighbor, Sarah, whom he's never met. Sarah asks if he thinks she's pretty and tells Mac to invite her into his bedroom before his wife, Jane, comes home. Kim walks up as Sarah jogs away. Mac and Kim agree people around them are changing into overly friendly weirdos. An air raid siren blares, so the two take refuge in Mac's house. All lines of communication, such as cell phones, radio, television, are all down. It's impossible to communicate with anyone. The governor comes on, urging everyone to report to the nearest public school. They suspect something evil and strange is going on, so they should stay indoors. Soon after, a military commander breaks through, telling everyone they are under attack. He states people are not themselves, and they are organizing and have infiltrated the government. Trust no one. And then screaming sounds as the radio goes dead. Broadcasts are constantly urging people to come to the nearest school, or they will be subject to arrest. Jane returns home very distraught. She tells Mac that Ethan, her supervisor, attacked her. They all agree that something contagious is changing people, but don't know what it is. Jane says all the injuries in the ER were probably from people trying to escape being changed. Bill knocks on the door to return a tool and behaves as though nothing is wrong. Again, he tells them there is nothing to be afraid of, then attacks Mac. They fight him off, then Jane takes a gun, forcing Bill to stop. Bill gets tied up in the basement, and he explains he is a changed man, and when they test his memory, it seems normal. Bill tells them once he was kissed, everything negative in his being dissolved, and they shouldn't be afraid to also surrender themselves to the change. Unconvinced, thinking Bill had everything about him dissolved, they leave him tied up. I think that's a good idea. There's a knock at the door. It's Kim's uncle, Kurt. He too hasn't noticed any difference because he was driving all day. Mac tries to explain everything to Kurt, who doesn't believe him and thinks they are either playing a prank or crazy. When Kurt sees Bill tied up, he goes to release him, but Bill himself admits that he is trying to change them. Bill goes on to say he wants to help humanity because they have become too violent and unhappy. Everyone angrily argues and scuffles as Bill looks on. It seems Bill is exactly right about people. Jane asks what it means to be changed. Bill says the invaders are trying to bring on the next highest step in human evolution. Once changed, people will be perfect in productivity, in harmony, and in peaceful coexistence with every living creature on Earth. He wants to unlock the true potential of everyone on Earth. Meanwhile, Sarah again tries to seduce Mac and get him to come outside. She and the other changed people begin to congregate outside the house. Bill goes on to admit they are a collective mind of extraterrestrial life who want to infect their cells like a parasite and take them over. But don't worry, everything Bill was, he still is, only better, he adds. This alien creature thinks humans have false values of money and status, but at the cost of their happiness and freedom. If they join, all desire will be erased and they will know true bliss. The way Mac sees it, this alien, Bill, just murdered his best friend, Bill. Kurt is speaking closely with Bill, and it seems he is about to give in to the kiss, but then tells him he is crazy. Bill replies, "If you really think I have lost my faculties, then you should take me to the hospital." Kurt replies, Jane has the gun and won't let him. Kim walks into the night, calling out to the hidden strangers who surround the house. She encounters Sarah and asks her what it's like to be changed. Sarah says, "We keep our individuality but have a collective mind. Once changed, it is like a lens wiped off of anything unpleasant to better let the light of purity shine through." Kim makes Sarah promise that she will keep her sense of self, but Sarah can't and gets angry, asking why she would even want that. Sarah goes in for the kiss, but Kim backs away. Sarah tells her not to fight it as the others move closer. Kim runs and locks the door behind her. Meanwhile, Mac is called to the basement to prevent an argument and brings his other gun. Kim returns and describes her experience with Sarah, stating she almost gave in. She points out, look at all the turmoil and anxiety across the human race. Bill chimes in saying she soon will change her mind. Besides, there is a timeline for all those already changed to transform all others. Few true humans remain now, and Kim urges them to stay together, but Kurt leaves. He tells them this is all a hoax. Before he goes, he says a very hurtful thing to Kim about her always being a burden to him. Immediately after he storms out, a crowd surrounds him as the others look on. Someone holds him so Sarah can give him a deep, gentle kiss. Immediately afterwards, he seems at peace, no longer angry, for he has changed. He turns and points at the house as the others focus their gaze there too. Jane, Mac, and Kim witness the transition, and Kim says he seems okay, and the process looked painless, stating she should give up too. Mac disagrees, saying she should never change, and he thinks she is pretty awesome. Kim admits her life is nothing but loss, but that's what all teenagers think. Mac says they only seem to have it better. He's noticed who had changed, and immediately it was as though they'd lost their essence. They were missing that spark. He's not ready to give his spirit away. Life's hard, he says, and soon those changelings will find that out. The three decide to untie Bill and set him free. They threaten that if he or any of his friends come to try to change them, they will be shot. Bill replies, Jane doesn't have the nerve to shoot him, and fear controls her mind. As soon as Bill stands up, he forcefully grabs Jane and plants a kiss on her lips. Mac shoots him, but the bullet goes into Jane too. Once shot, Jane says she has changed now and smiles peacefully. Mac finishes off Bill and goes to speak with his wife. She is bleeding out, but pain doesn't control her. Everything will be all right, she says, stating fear, doubt, and confusion no longer influence her actions. Mac asks what he should do. She tells him to kiss her, explaining the cellular organisms are passed through saliva and she wants to live in him. They will become one, like the cells in our bodies are unique, but are one organism. She asks if chaos is what he really wants or to be with her, then passes out. Kim and Mac carry Jane out and hand her over to the alien changelings, asking them to save her life. Uncle Kurt sweetly apologizes to Kim for all the years he treated her poorly, stating he is changed now. Kim tells him to go away. Barricaded in the house, Kim and Mac plan on shooting those that try to enter. It's us or them, Mac says. Kim is afraid to use the gun, but Mac stresses it's shoot or lose everything you are. These alien organisms want to exist through them like an internal parasite, and they doubt there will be much of their soul remaining after they've been kissed. Kissed equals kill. The two are holed up and ready to shoot when they simultaneously get a text message telling them to turn on the television. Newscaster Katie Walters is broadcasting to the few real people remaining. This trusted celebrity explains it is an historical metaphysical change the species is experiencing across the globe. By this time tomorrow, no one unkissed will be left on Earth. She claims the aliens desire to make them more, for one kiss gives them belonging. She asks, why not have a life of peace without questions, anxiety, or fear? It is time to cross over willingly, she states, but those who continue to resist will be taken by force at sunrise. Individuality and the interests of self will not be tolerated. Kinda sounds like high school. Kim and Mac decide to fight till the end and kill as many as they can. Mac makes sure Kim can load and reload the rifle. A siren goes off right before dawn as they wait for the first intruder to attempt to enter. Kim suggests they play a game, naming things that make life worth living. The two take turns uttering the simple things like the smell of Jane's hair, junior prom, day drinking, and a good pizza, etc. This makes them feel better, cherishing what it's like to truly be alive. The changelings are all silent and motionless, lined up like toy soldiers on their lawn as the sun rises. Mac suggests Kim sneak out the back, and he'll take care of this whole shootout, but Kim says they are back there too, hiding. Neither wants to be alone. They decide not to wait. Both run through the door, rifles pointed as the change converge on them. They shoot as many as they can. We don't know their fates, but with about 7 billion versus just those two, the fight is over. And as they well know, their only choices are change or die, assuming there is a difference. It really does beg the question, if it's so good, why do you have to force it on people? But we want to know what you think about this one in the comments below. If you'd like to watch more on Movie Shortens, give us a like and click on our next videos and playlists on the screen. Thanks for watching.